The parts you design in Inventor are made up of a combination of building blocks called features. There are sketch-based features and placed features. Every 3D part in Inventor begins with a sketch-based feature, such as an extrude, revolve, sweep, or loft. As you might have guessed, a sketch-based feature starts with a sketch, and that sketch is the basis for creating the 3D geometry using the features I just mentioned. Sketches are created using simple tools such as lines, rectangles, and circles. These shapes can be defined precisely using dimensions and something called constraints, which we'll look at a little later. Let's start a new part and learn how to create sketch-based features. By default, when you begin a new part file, you'll automatically be placed in a sketch, where you can begin creating any 2D sketch geometry you wish. However, you should be aware that you are still working in a 3D environment. I can actually rotate the view a little bit, and you can see we're working in 3D. Once we get into creating features, you'll see how the 2D profiles you sketch become the basis for 3D geometry. If I were to select Finish Sketch, the sketch tools disappear, and we go back to 3D space. So why are there two modes? Well, the reason there are two modes is because every feature you create as you build a 3D model falls into one of two categories, as you know, either a sketched feature or a placed feature. If you want to create a sketched feature, you have to use Sketch mode to create the profile. If you want to create a placed feature, you do it in 3D. Now that you know there are two modes for creating these different types of features, the question is, how do we switch into Sketch mode to create the sketch for a sketch-based feature? The answer is simple. The original sketch is listed in the browser. If I wanted to get back into that sketch, I could right-click on it and select Edit Sketch. Notice the sketch we were creating is oriented on the front plane, as you can see on the view cube. And to again get back to 3D space, I can click Finish Sketch. If you want, you could start a new sketch by clicking this button. When I do, Inventor wants me to select a plane to sketch on. If you're ever unsure as to what Inventor wants you to do, be sure to look at the status bar along the bottom of the screen. This selection can be any flat surface, model face, or default reference plane, and will define the location and orientation of the 2D sketch. If I expand the Origin folder, you can see the default reference planes that are located in 3D space, and as I hover over each one, you can see it highlight in the design window. I'll click on the YZ plane, and again, the sketch tools reappear, along with a grid that helps you visualize the sketch plane. Also notice Sketch 2 is listed in the browser. If you want to look straight on with the sketch, you could click the right face of the view cube.